My name is Agnes. I am 103 years old, and I still walk every single day. Not because I am extraordinary, not because I was born stronger than other women, because there were certain things I refused to let shrink. When people hear that I'm still walking daily, they look at my legs. They should be looking at my mind. Shrinking doesn't begin in the knees. It begins in decisions. I've watched it happen to friends, quietly, gradually. First, they stopped going out when the weather turned cold. Then, they stopped going out when it was too warm. Then, when they felt a little tired. Then, when it seemed inconvenient. Before long, their world became the size of their living room. The body followed. The first thing I refused to let shrink was my sense of responsibility for myself. After my husband passed, many people treated me as fragile. They meant well. Don't carry that. Don't walk alone. Just sit. We'll handle it. It's easy to accept help. Too easy. If you accept it before you truly need it, you begin forgetting what you can still do. So I carried small bags. I walked short distances. I moved at my own pace. Responsibility keeps you upright. The second thing I refused to let shrink was my curiosity. Curiosity keeps the mind elastic. I have met women in their 70s who spoke only of the past. Memories are beautiful, but if they are all you talk about, your present quietly disappears. I ask questions of younger people, of strangers, of the man who fixes the boiler, of my great-granddaughter when she explains things I don't understand. When you stop being curious, you begin rehearsing the same thoughts daily. The mind stiffens long before the joints do. The third thing I refused to let shrink was my tolerance for mild discomfort. Comfort is pleasant. Too much comfort weakens you. When my feet ache a little during a walk, I don't panic. I slow down. I breathe. I continue. If I avoided every ache, I would never leave the house. Discomfort is not danger. It is information. I learned to interpret it instead of obeying it blindly. The fourth thing I refused to let shrink was my social circle. Not large, but active. I kept 3 steady connections. 3 people I spoke to weekly, no matter what. Even when I felt dull. Even when I had nothing new to say. Isolation makes movement feel pointless. Connection gives you somewhere to walk to. The fifth thing I refused to let shrink was my expectations of myself. That one surprises people. As you age, others lower their expectations of you. They assume you'll slow down, stop trying, stop participating. If you absorb those assumptions, you shrink to match them. I refused. At 90, I still expected myself to cook occasionally. At 95, I still expected myself to attend family gatherings. At 100, I still expected myself to walk to the end of the block. Expectations shape identity. Identity shapes behavior. Behavior shapes the body. Walking daily is not about fitness. It is about refusing surrender. I don't walk far anymore, around the block, sometimes only to the corner and back. I pause often. I notice things. The crack in the pavement that wasn't there last year. The tree that blooms earlier now than it used to. When you walk daily, you stay part of the rhythm of the world. When you stop, the world keeps moving without you. That feeling that the world is moving on without you is what breaks many older people. They retreat. They become observers instead of participants. I refuse that role, not because I am brave, because I am stubborn. There is something else. Fear tries to shrink you. Fear of falling, fear of embarrassment, fear of being a burden. I felt those fears, but I asked myself a simple question. Am I unsafe or am I uncomfortable? Most days the answer was uncomfortable, and uncomfortable is survivable. I installed railings. I wear sturdy shoes. I carry a small phone in my pocket. Precautions are wise. Avoidance is not. At 103, I understand that the body is temporary, but dignity is maintained through action. Each morning when I lace my shoes, slowly, carefully, I am making a small declaration. I am still here, still capable, still responsible for this day. People assume longevity is about luck. Luck plays a part, but refusal plays a larger one. Refusal to shrink your world before it is absolutely necessary. There is more I refuse to let shrink. Not physical things, inner things, and those matter even more. There are things that shrink without anyone noticing. Your patience, your courage, your willingness to begin again. Those were the things I guarded most carefully. After 90, I noticed a temptation that surprised me. The temptation to excuse myself from growth. People would say, at your age, You don't have to worry about that. And it sounded comforting. It also sounded like a slow erasure. I refused to let my willingness to learn shrink. When new technology confused me, I didn't sigh and retreat. I asked my grandson to explain it again, and again, if necessary. It wasn't about mastering devices. It was about refusing to step out of the current. When you decide you're too old to learn, you age twice as fast. I also refused to let my sense of humor shrink. That might sound trivial. It isn't. Aging can make you serious, focused on aches, focused on losses. I have buried nearly everyone I grew up with. Grief is heavy, but I learned early that if I let grief take my laughter, it would take my movement next. So I laugh at myself most often when I forget a word, when I drop something and have to negotiate with my knees to retrieve it. Embarrassment shrinks you faster than age does. If you refuse to be embarrassed by normal decline, you remain lighter, and lightness makes walking easier. Another thing I refused to let shrink was my gratitude. Not the dramatic kind, the ordinary kind. The warmth of the sun on my shoulders during a short walk. The smell of rain before it falls. The taste of tea in the afternoon. Gratitude anchors you to the present. Without it, you drift into comparison. Comparison is dangerous at this age. You compare yourself to how you used to be. You lose every time. Instead, I compare today to yesterday. Did I move? Yes. Did I step outside? Yes. That is enough. I also refused to let my boundaries shrink. People assume old age makes you passive. It doesn't have to. If I am tired, I say so. If I don't want visitors, I decline gently. Resentment shrinks the heart. A shrunken heart drains energy. Energy fuels movement. Everything connects. When I was younger, I believed walking daily was about fitness. Now I understand it is about agency. As long as I can move myself from one place to another, I am not entirely dependent. Independence doesn't mean doing everything alone. It means participating. When I step outside each morning, I am participating in the day. even if it is only for 15 minutes. I have watched friends surrender their walks long before they had to. One fall frightened them. One cold morning discouraged them. They retreated. The retreat became permanent. Muscles weaken quickly when they are no longer required. But something else weakens too. Confidence. Confidence, once lost, is difficult to rebuild at 95. So I protected mine carefully. I shortened my route instead of canceling it. I used a cane without shame. I accepted slower speed without frustration. Adaptation is strength. Rigidity is not. There is one more thing I refuse to let shrink. Hope. Hope is not loud at 103. It is quiet. It looks like planting a small pot of flowers in spring, knowing you may not see them bloom fully. It looks like scheduling next week's call with a friend. It looks like planning tomorrow's walk. Hope keeps the body leaning forward. When you stop leaning forward, even slightly, you begin folding inward. I refuse to fold. I may bend. I may pause. I may rest longer than I once did, but I do not fold. Walking daily is not heroic. It is stubborn. Stubbornness, in moderation, has carried me far. Each step says the same thing. Not yet. Not today. Not shrinking. If you are younger than I am, you might think this doesn't apply to you. It does. Shrinking begins early. The first time you say, "I'll start tomorrow." The first time you avoid discomfort unnecessarily. The first time you let expectations of yourself slip quietly. Guard against that. You don't reach 103 by accident. You reach it by protecting small things. Responsibility, curiosity, tolerance, connection, expectation, humor, gratitude, boundaries, hope. Protect those. Your legs will follow. I am 103. My steps are short. My balance requires attention. My breath is slower. But every morning, I lace my shoes and I walk. Not because I must, because I still can. And as long as that is true, I will refuse to let my world shrink any smaller than it has to. Thank you for watching this video. Click here to watch another video that might interest you.